The screen glows in the dark. Not bright enough to guide you, but enough to trap you. I am Takashi Kotegawa. They call me BNF. I turned 13,000 into over 150 million from a small room. And I'm telling you something you don't want to hear. You're not failing because of your strategy. You're failing because your brain is hijacked. Dopamine. Cheap. Constant. Endless. You wake up. Before your feet touch the floor, your hand reaches for the phone. Twitter. X. Instagram. Scroll. Another trader made 20K. Another one flipped an account. Another one caught the move. Green PNL. Big numbers. Fast money. And your brain lights up. You feel it. That small hit. That quiet voice saying, I need to be there. You don't even question it anymore. It's automatic. And that's the problem. You think you're consuming information. You're not. You're conditioning yourself. Training your mind to need stimulation, to feel progress. So when you sit in front of the chart, silence feels wrong. Waiting feels painful. Doing nothing feels like losing. So you click. Not because it's a good trade. Because you need relief. That's addiction. And the market preys on that. Let me ask you something. How many trades did you take this week that you knew, deep down, were not part of your plan? You remember them. The forced entries. The random setups. That it might work trades. That's not analysis. That's impulse. And impulse is expensive. You don't notice it at first. Because sometimes it works. You get rewarded. And that's the worst thing that can happen. Because now your brain says, see, it's fine. So you do it again. And again. Until one day, it doesn't work. And you give it all back. Plus more. That cycle is dopamine trading. And most of you are trapped in it. I watched it happen again and again. New traders come in. Motivated. Focused. Disciplined. For a few weeks. Then they start posting, start comparing, start chasing. And slowly, they lose control. You can see it in their behavior. More trades, bigger size, less patience, more emotion. Then one day, silence, they're gone. No explanation, no closure, just another account that didn't survive. And you think you're different. You're not. Not if you keep feeding the same system. I lived in isolation. Not because I had to. Because I chose to. No noise. No opinions. No distractions. Just charts. And my own thoughts. That's where clarity comes from. Not from scrolling. Not from watching others win. That's poison. Comparison destroys discipline. Because now, you're not trading your system. You're trading your ego. Trying to prove something. Trying to catch up. Trying to feel enough. That's why you overtrade. Not because you see opportunity. Because you feel behind. And the market doesn't reward insecurity. It punishes it. I had to face that. There were days I wanted to click. Badly. No setup. No edge. Just the urge. That pressure building inside. Telling me to act. And I sat there. Doing nothing. Watching the candles move. Without me. Do you understand how hard that is? To watch opportunity pass. And not chase it. That's discipline. Not winning trades. Control. I didn't eliminate dopamine. I controlled my exposure to it. I removed the triggers. No endless scrolling. No constant updates. No obsession with others. Because every time you see someone win, you feel like you should be winning too. Even if it's not your setup. Even if it's not your plan. That pressure builds. And pressure leads to mistakes. So I simplified everything. Same routine. Same charts. Same process. Over and over. Boring. Predictable. Effective. You're looking for excitement. That's why you're stuck. Trading is not exciting. Real trading is slow. Quiet. Calculated. Long periods of nothing. Followed by moments of execution. That's it. But your brain can't handle that anymore. It's overstimulated. Fast content. Short videos. Instant rewards. So when reality slows down, you break. You force speed. Into a process that requires patience. And you pay for it. Every time. I had to rebuild my mind. Not my strategy. My mind. I trained myself. To be comfortable with boredom. To sit in silence. To wait. Without anxiety. That's the real edge. Because once you master that, you stop needing the market. And when you don't need it, you trade better. You take only what's there. Nothing more. Nothing forced. Clean. That's how accounts grow. Not from chasing. From precision. Most of you will ignore this. You'll go back to scrolling. Back to comparing. Back to chasing that feeling. And the cycle continues. Win. Lose. Chase. Repeat. Until you quit. Or run out of money. Or finally understand that this was never about the market. It was about control. So decide. Right now. Do you want dopamine? Or do you want discipline? Because one destroys you. And the other builds everything. I chose discipline. That's why I survived. That's why I grew. And that's why. While others disappeared, I stayed.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, superstars. Hope y'all have had an absolutely phenomenal Sunday. Hope you guys had an absolutely phenomenal Mother's Day. For all of my mothers, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and drop in the chat them 908s if you are live with me on tonight's beginners trading training. Go ahead and drop in the chat them 908s if you are live with me on tonight's beginners trading training. Super grateful to be here. As y'all see, I got on my coaching attire. You know what I'm saying? Really great weekend, or like I like to say, strong end. Really great strong end with my Under Armour shoe circuit team. We went 2-2 this weekend. Got 2 lessons, got 2 wins. It's part of the game. Super excited for those young ladies as they develop to grow. But also, I'm super excited for you guys joining me on Beginners Trading Training tonight so that you can grow, right? Now, really quickly, if you're up here and you got an opportunity to get some nuggets from what you heard, go ahead and drop some takeaways in the chat for me real quick. Drop some takeaways for me in the chat. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all you incredible mothers. You are the creators of all civilization. You're not just the creator of the children that you produce, but you are the creator of all life form on this so-called planet. So we look at you, or I look at you as a generator, operator, and destroyer because all things are created from you. So what I want to do really quick is I want to go ahead and just give a round of applause for all my mothers on here tonight. We're going to give you another call. We're going to give you another one. Give them another one. No, but no, seriously, man, really appreciate, you guys and the energy that you bring to your households, to other individuals that come across your path. And with Working Toward Freedom, the goal is for us always to be working to become better, just in every area in our lives, right? That's the goal, right? So tonight, live trading training, we're going to go through our routine tonight. Before I go through our routine and then start looking at charts and things of that nature, I want to really just kind of share with you one of the most important things about trading that everybody who sees this replay, everybody who's up here with me live, you're going to want to become extremely familiar with what I'm about to share with you guys tonight. So for a lot of you guys, if you don't know, outside of, the Working Toward Freedom business, I do mentorship with one-on-one clients when it comes to trading, mentorship when it comes to personal growth and self-development. I don't call myself a life coach at all. I call myself a personal growth and self-development coach. That's what I am, or mentor, as I've been called. But tonight we're going to talk about building your trading plan, right? And I'm going to show you an example of a trading plan that I built for a client that I had. This was about a year ago, actually. Yeah, because I don't take on a ton of one-on-one mentorships, right? Let me say, however, but I want to show you, I want to go through it with you. And then I'm going to show you an example of it so you can understand the roadmap that you want to have to become a consistent and profitable trader, right? Now, I want to speak this into your life tonight because I'm always reminded, especially when I talk to, hold on one second, let me mute this real quick so I'll make sure y'all don't have no background noise or no echoing. All right, perfect. Anytime I have a conversation with my mom, she's always just a great reminder of making sure that when I speak, I hear what I'm saying, because I know if I'm hearing what I'm saying, then that means more than likely I'm going to adhere to whatever it is that I'm speaking. You know what I'm saying? So she's a great reminder of that. However, I'm very cautious. I'm always super cautious. I cut people off when they're speaking wrong. But most importantly, I'm going to speak right tonight. And I'm going to say that you're going to get trading faster than you think you can get it. Can I say that again? You're going to get trading faster than you think you're going to get it. And the reason behind me sharing this with you and telling you this is because the most important conversation that anyone can have is the one that they have with themselves. And whatever you speak, you embody it. Whatever you speak, you embody it. Let me say it again. Whatever you speak, you embody it. But you have to know what you're saying is correct for you. It don't have to be your present self. It could be your future self. Because if you know anything about manifestation, right, or the laws of attraction, or what is known as the law of vibration, you will learn that everything vibrates and everything has a frequency connected to it. But most importantly, everything attracts, whether good or bad. And if you speak to yourself the right way, if you make yourself feel a certain type of way, then you're going to attract what it is that you're feeling based on what you're holding on to in your head. And this is where I say you have to trick the mind, right? Because the mind is like the internet, okay? Your brain is like the hard drive of a computer, okay? So if we program the brain, then you will automatically connect to that internet that I call the mind, and it'll go on I'll call it the highway, the vibrational highway, to pull in whatever you're holding on to or whatever you know to be true, okay? So that's why I say believing is the starting point to the bridge to get to knowing. Because even when you believe, you still leave room for doubt. So we have to get fast over that bridge to know that everything we speak to ourselves now, we're able to bring that into fruition because we know that it's coming for us, or we're connecting to it, or it's attracting to us. All right, let me share my screen with you. Let's get into it tonight. Tonight is going to be very saucy. You're very saucy. You're going to be very saucy tonight. All right, perfect. All right, so building a trading plan, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, Freedom to Trade coaching program. Oh, that must be the mentorship he was talking about. Yes, it is. All right, let's go. All right, what makes a solid trading plan, Kel? What makes a solid trading plan, ladies and gentlemen, is defining your entries, knowing your exits, right? The rules to the risk that you're going to take, and also your review schedule. This gives you the ability to prevent making emotional decisions. And the reason why this is because, and I'll give an example, right? So if you're about to bake a cake and you have all grandma's ingredients, all grandpa, because where I come from, a lot of the men been cooking in my family, so I'm just trying to figure out, I'm just saying, all right, let me stop. But if you have the ingredients to the cake that grandma makes, that's absolutely amazing that everybody loves, and she has specifics, you know, two eggs, some oil, some vanilla, extract, and she says only put a teaspoon in there, but you put a pint in there, or you put 6 eggs versus 2 eggs, you're not following the guidelines to making that cake become absolutely amazing. You're doing things on your own, right? So what you got to learn to do is you got to learn how to give yourself commands and then take them. And so when it comes to your trading plan, this is giving you those parameters, right? This gives you the ability to prevent emotional decisions because you're giving yourself direction based on knowing your entry, knowing your exit, right? Knowing the rules, okay? And this is going to act as your trading business manual. I want you to look at trading as a business, but I also want you to look at it as investing. Let me say that again. I want you to look at trading as a business, but I also want you to look at it as investing, because that's exactly what you do. You want to follow some business principles, right? But what you're doing is you're learning how to have money work for you, okay? So we're going out here and we're having money make money for us and multiply for us, because that now puts you in the category of being a part of the principle of what 1%ers, which is investors, right? We want to be in that category and we want to follow those rules. And those rules is these individuals have learned how to master having money work for them instead of them making money. Because if you have money work for you, you can go ahead and you can make as much money as you want to. But if you trade hours for dollars for the rest of your life, or you trade time for money, then you're always going to be restricted to what you can make. And that's why I'm excited to be the person or the individual that educates you on the skill set, but also the mindset behind it. Now, why do most traders fail without a plan, Mr. Howell? Well, clearly there's no structure, which eventually end up equaling to what? No consistency, right? The reason why I forgot who said it, but the reason why they said follow the yellow brick road is because it will lead you to exactly where you're trying to go, right? So with the compound Excel sheet, right, that gives you the ability to know how to grow your money by a certain percentage every single day by putting in how much your balance is, by putting in the percentage of growth that you want. And it also lets you know what lot sizes you use every single day to accomplish that. Okay? Now, you have your trading plan. I mean, you have your strategies. You know the confirmations. You know, I'm not taking a trade now unless all of this lines up. Because if I don't, then I'm doing what is known as impulse trading. Because what impulse trading eventually leads to is it leads to random what? Outcomes. And these outcomes are really not the outcomes you want. You're so excited to push the button, buy or sell, that you don't even know why you pushed it. It was impulsive. You felt like you wasn't doing anything, so you was like, "Oh my God, I haven't pushed this button in 3-4 days. I just have to push it. I know I see a head and shoulder pattern. Which in all actuality, you didn't see a, a head and shoulder pattern because you didn't follow the rules." See, one of the things I learned, and I had to learn this because remember, I come from very humble beginnings. My mom was an RN nurse, DON nurse, right? My dad drove trucks for the city, so I come from very humble beginnings. They did have a roof over our head. I'm super grateful for that. But I didn't come from the silver spoon era. I didn't come from a golden spoon, right? There was information that was not flowing through my family like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people in my family got it, but they didn't share the information. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share information to prick your brain and get you to think on your own, but also now there's information out here available for you to go out here and be successful in any area in your life. But I mean, having a plan, it allows you to be what? Intentional, and it allows you to stay focused when you're able to follow something, right? There's something about the word focus that when I heard this years ago, it not only stuck with me, but I really bought into it. It didn't take me a lot to buy into what I felt like would help me and benefit me to go to another level in my life. But this word focus and the acronym that they broke it down, I want to give this to you tonight if you don't have it. So if you got notes, make sure you write this down and maybe you can share this with somebody else at the same time, right? At some point. Follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. See, I was trying to do 113 things at one time, and I was spreading myself thin. Then I started focusing on one thing, and that started taking off. And then I was able to actually focus on something else because that was taking off. So that kind of created a life of its own. And then I was able to now make some other things shake, right? But one thing about focus, ladies and gentlemen, is it puts you in the position, or should put you in the position, to dial in on whatever it is that you are asking for. And when you align your focus with whatever plan that you have, and it becomes what I call an obsession, and then when that obsession subdues your mind, then 9 times out of 10, what happened? Look, 9 times out of 10, what happened? You start feeling an emotion about what it is that is in front of you and what you're doing. And then what starts to happen is you start vibrating on this frequency. Now, what you're asking for starts to show up. Okay. Now, how do you create your personalized freedom plan? Number one, you got to pick your strategy. The beautiful thing up here, guys, is that the first strategy of all strategies, or what we call market structure, is the head and shoulder pattern and the inverted head and shoulder pattern. Okay, that's your start. That's your start. Master that. When you master that, it'll be easier for you to master everything else. Okay, master that. However, if you're able to pick up on any of the other strategies, that's perfect. It's great. Why? Because that means, guess what? You're retaining the information. One of the things I'm going to share with you, like I've already shared with you once before, is if you absolutely want to master the strategies and be able to see them, you got to write them down. Okay? You got to write them down. You got to draw them out. Draw them out because you're programming yourself when you draw, when you spell, when you write, right? That's why it's called studying. That's why it's called drawing, right? There's a connection between you bringing something to from the mental to the physical, okay? But how you create your personal freedom plan is you pick a strategy, you pick what your risk percentage is, and your entry criteria. Your entry criteria is really just the rules and the engagement when it comes to getting in the trade, right? You can write this down step by step, and what you want to do is you want to review on a weekly basis, right? You want to review it on a weekly basis. Uh, it's like having an accountability partner that is just not there, but it's really you, right? Are you following that plan? Are you following that plan? Now, these are some of the checklists um, that you can have within your trading plan, and I'm gonna show you, like I said, one that I built for one of my clients. However, sometimes you may not be able to trade at certain times, or you may not be able to get to the charts at certain times. So what you can do is you can actually, create a schedule for yourself when you're going to get up on the charts, right? Because everything we trade, guys, it doesn't matter the actual, um, it doesn't matter the actual session that you're in. London, it doesn't matter if you're in the Sydney session, excuse me, the New York session, right? Tokyo, it doesn't matter. We trade setups, right? So you can choose your trading hours. You can choose the pairs that you only want to focus on, right? I was talking to actually one of my daughter's old coaches from JV. We had a VAR. They had a what was it? A banquet recently. My daughter had a banquet recently, and he actually trades, right? And he told me, he said, I only focus on certain pairs and things of that nature, right? And I was talking to somebody else too recently, and they was telling me like, yeah, bro, I only focus on these two pairs and things of that nature. And so for the brand new person, I always introduce you to the most beautiful pair, most slowest pair, but the pair that respects your setups, which is AUD USD, right? So on your checklist, you want to have maybe the pairs you just want to focus on, your setups, your risk tolerance, what qualifies a valid trade, include pre-trade prep or post-trade review, right? These are just all activities you do. Now, the beautiful thing is especially when it comes to qualifying a valid trade, you know how to get into trades. Why? Because Kevin, Mr. Howell, created what is known as trading with the patterns, right? And so you can study them. And so once you study them and once you are able to look at the charts and you're able to see those patterns play out, then you start working on trying to find actual setups that match that. Okay. So this is something that I want you to realize that becomes the most important because remember, it is just you. The beautiful thing I love about trading, honestly, guys, is that you don't need to talk to anybody or anything. It could be just you and the charts. And a lot of times outside of this call on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesdays, it's going to be you. Okay? It's going to be you. But remember, if you're looking at certain setups and things of that nature, and you're not 100% sure, and you want me to take a look at it, you got to go to the community feed. Okay? The community feed on the inside of workingtowardfreedom.com. After you log in, there's an option for you to be able to type in and also take a picture or drop upload of the chart and any questioning that you have. But one of the things you cannot do, ladies and gentlemen, is you cannot suffer in silence, right? The greatest question that anybody can ask is the one that's needed to be asked that you stop not asking, right? I created a different way to say it, how I usually say it, right? But I want to just give you that information. So, accountability and consistency. It's going to come from you using the journal, right? I'm going to pull up here on Amazon. I'm going to show you one that, you can use, right? Look, clearly, mentor check-ins, right? Track your wins, track your losses, track your mistakes, but make sure you show up the same way every day. Remember, this is a skill set that is a professional multi-millionaire skill set. So it's going to take certain factors for you to lock in to get to that success, which most importantly is mental. Is everything 98% mental? It only take you 2 seconds to push a button. But you got to learn when to push the button. You got to learn when not to push the button, even more. You got to learn when to trade. You got to learn what? When not to trade, okay? So, let's get into it. So, I want to show you really quickly, and then we're going to go to the charts, okay? I want to show you really quickly Sylvia's trading plan that I created for her, okay? I created this for her, all right, and I need to do a checkup on her too. All right, you guys should be able to see that, okay? So, this trading plan is almost like a business plan, okay? As you can see, there's a mission statement. The purpose of this trading plan is to provide Sylvia with a structured, disciplined, and repeatable approach to trading that removes emotional decision making and focuses on consistent growth. The goal is to grow the trading account by 3% per trade through strict risk management and execution of tested patterns. Trading strategies. Sylvia will focus on high probability chart patterns aligning with the freedom to trade system. Okay, strategies include head and shoulder patterns, inverted head and shoulder, lifeline, inverse, M pattern, W pattern, right? Risk management. Account growth target 3% per trade. Risk will be 1 to 2% maximum. Reward to risk ratio, at least 2 to 1, right? Lot size calculation is always going to be based on stop loss distance and account size, never risking more than 2%. Okay. The daily loss limit, stop trading after 2 consecutive losses in a day. Now, that may vary just depending on, okay? You may have one trade and you may get your goal. You should be done trading for the day. Let me say it again. You get your percentage for the day. You done trading. Because I want you to create discipline by getting in and out of the market, right? What happens is most people, they get in, they win, they go back in, and they make the wrong decision, and then you lost the money you just had. When, if you just took that trade, grew your account by whatever percentage of your choice, then what could have happened for you is you could have woke up the next day, found a better trade instead of trying to get in and get more money on the first day. That second day, come back, win that trade. Now you've grown your account by 6%, right, in 2 days. Let me ask you a question. If you keep your money in your savings account, okay, and you just let it sit there, not unless it's a, not unless they say, what's the type of savings account? What's the type of savings account, Kev? High interest, high yield, high yield. Not unless it's a high yield savings account, you ain't gonna get no more than like 0.001%, right? However, if you just leave your money in your savings account, by next week, you're gonna have the same amount of money in there, right? And the week after that, you're gonna have the same amount. And the week after that, you're gonna have the same amount. And then the week after that, you won't have the same amount. Because if you have a savings account, a lot of them charge you $5, right? So now you can be missing $5. When you could actually be learning a skill and having your money work for you. So that's why I say my broker account is my savings account. Because I can grow and multiply my money. Even if I grew my account by 1% every day, well, let alone every week, I'm still beating the bank. But what you haven't realized yet is that tonight at 12 p.m., midnight, guess what's about to happen with your money in your savings account? You said it, the bank's trader, right? The bank's Forex trader is going to trade your money all the way till 6 a.m. right? So from 12 midnight, to 6 a.m., the banks are trading your money. So the percentage that they give you return on your money, that's because they're making so much more. Okay, so just remember that always. Now, trade execution rules. Identify the setup, confirm with the key questions, and this has everything to do with just one of the strategies, but you guys know. Enter the trade on your confirmations, place stop loss at an invalidation level, which is beyond structure, place take profits in multiple targets, move your stop loss to break even after TP1, Trade management, okay? Trading schedule. Let's go in it. Watch this. Trading schedule. Preferred time frames, 1 hour and 4 hour. For setup identification, 15 minutes for entry confirmations. Because she likes to be a scalper, right? But we look at daily, weekly too, 4 hour, 1 hour, right? Trading days, Tuesday through Thursday. These are high market volumes. Okay. Avoid major news events unless intentionally trading news. Okay. Trading journal. After every trade, Sylvia must record her date, her pair, and her time. Which strategy was used? Entry price, stop loss, and take profit. Risk percentage, lot size, risk to reward. Result when a loss, notes on emotional state and discipline. Okay? Wow. Why do you want to journal this stuff? Because number one, you want to measure your growth over the course of time. Okay? And all this is a way for you to be um, held accountable to yourself, but also so you can observe yourself. Remember, you are and you were the most important curriculum that you were supposed to study and learn, right? So, how do we transform? We transform by paying attention to the things that we could become better at or evolve from based on certain weaknesses that we have. Because that's all trading is. Trading is decision making, okay? Which leads you to mindset and discipline. No revenge trading. Losses are just a part of the process. So guess what? You ready for this? You're going to lose trades. The goal is to win more than you lose. Okay? Have patience. Wait for your confirmations. Always let the market come to you. Not unless when you look at the charts, the market is at your zone that you need to get in at, then you do a market execution. Consistency, stick to your strategies listed. No improvising. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Focus on the strategy, the setup, and executing it when it's confirmed. Don't focus on what happens after. Because whatever is supposed to happen after is going to happen, especially if you saw what you saw. The 3% growth will follow if the process is repeated consistently. So this is when I say you got to become boringly what? Consistent. It is absolutely not going to be, and I repeat, it is absolutely not going to be the most enthusiastic thing, looking at charts all the time. But if you can remember why you're compounding, and Kev, I'm trying to go from, a $300 account to, let's say, 30,000 before the year is out. It's 100% doable. You have the blueprint on how to do it, right? You have the blueprint on how to do it. The compounded sales sheet will show you what 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 percentage of growth you need to actually put in so you can actually get to that goal. And you can literally turn that 300 into 30,000. And that's the unique thing I love about trading, especially Forex, is because a person can start their account with $10, $20, $50, and they can start learning how to grow and multiply. But we got to get the mindset right. We got to get the heart right so we can make the right what? Decisions, okay? So let's go to the chart, right? And let's follow up with our approach, okay? And we're going to follow up with our approach in what we do on this beautiful Sunday, beautiful Mother's Day. And we're going to start out by opening up TradingView. Okay, so I'm opening up TradingView. TradingView is already open. Next thing I'm doing is I'm going to Forex Factory. Why am I going to Forex Factory? Because I want to peekaboo and I want to see what the news look like throughout the week. So I'm looking for red folders. Okay, we're looking for red folders. Looking for red folders. Not all the time it's going to show you red folders, even though news is coming out, right? So that's why we have to use more than one news site. And I choose to use myfxbook.com. Why? Because I want to see the red folders that may not be showing on Forex Factory, but they're showing on MyFXBook. Okay, so we got some orange folders on some of these pairs. Right, we got USD for 10 o'clock on tomorrow. See, so when you go here at 10 o'clock, even though I know existing home sales usually supposed to have a red folder, it ain't a red folder over here, but it is where? Over here. So I know there's going to be impactful news just by me knowing what it is. Take out some time, guys, when you start seeing a lot of these same things like existing homes, like Jolts, um, um, NFP. Read up on those things. See why those are important pieces of news that affect the market. Get and become one, right? Become one with the news because these are the same type of news that affect the market every single month. Every month. We know there's going to be impactful news every single month with these same topics, right? It's just certain things changes based on speeches and stuff like that. Okay, we got GDP news at what 7 tomorrow night. Let's look here. We got Euro news at 5 a.m. on Tuesday. We got a lot of 8:15, 8:30. Got news on the U.S. dollar, CPI. Look at what that means. Okay, core inflation, rate of inflation. Look at this stuff. Look at what it means. Dig into it. Dig into it so you'll understand. And when you understand more of the language, that's where the excitement comes from. Because now you feel like not only are you learning, but you're retaining, right? You're retaining. I remember when I didn't know none of this stuff, but I got acclimated with it. Because I said, all right, Kev, you dropped out of school and you needed 7 more credits. But I said, the school of life, you didn't drop out because you're still learning. And everything I'm learning has everything to do with how to strive in this society, right? And that was the only piece of information that we didn't get in school, or your folks, your parents, or your auntie and uncle, they didn't share it with you, or they didn't know, right? So now we got access to it. We got to seize the moment because I don't care if you 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, you still have an opportunity to go up here and be financially independent, financially successful, be a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. Most millionaires and billionaires aren't becoming millionaires and billionaires until after they're in their 40 plus, 50 plus. So you still have an opportunity. We just got to make sure the mindset is still leading us in that direction by aligning us with the right people, right information, right? And that's being students to the growth that we want to adhere to. That's all it is. All right. So we saw the news and all that other good stuff. I see I got some news on the US dollar. All right, so let's go look at the US dollar first. I always like to go examine the US dollar, see what the dollar is giving us, see what the dollar is giving us. Let's see what the dollar is giving us. And then we're going to go peekabooing. Okay, we're going to go peekabooing. All right. What is the dollar doing? Yep. What is the dollar? That large candle closed below. Wait for the retest. Yup. All right. Telling you guys, use those patterns to see where the market going. I know you're like, oh my God, Kim, that's y'all crazy, Kim. Oh my God, Kim, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's not butter. Stop. All right, so let's look at the dollar real quick. Dollar got weak last week. Look, got weak last week, right? Dollar got weak last week. Okay. Want to see where this dollar is heading. So let's go to the line chart. So we did get that move right there. Let me see. Yeah, we got that move. So this came down here. This closed down here. This is the low right here. The market been here, but it's still playing in this area right here. Okay. All right. All right. So this is on the 4 hour. All right. Let's look and see. All right. So we're looking at here. We're looking at where the market is right now. Okay. I want to see some. Okay. All right. Let me put this horizontal line right here. All the colors, yellow, really. All right, there we go. All right, cool. All right, right there. Okay. All right, so that market is right here at the moment, and there's the wicks right here. Put this right here. All right. Let me drop down because I'm what I'm seeing right here. All right, let me see. Nope, it ain't touch it. Yeah, that's probably gonna violate. It's probably gonna push up. All right, I'm just seeing. I was looking at this. I was like, oh, is this gonna give us the head and shoulder pattern, the dollar? Meaning that's gonna push down. All right, and that's what I was looking at. So I see that we got that rejection here. We also got this move right here. And we probably get this push up. So the next level of resistance will be here, and then the next level of resistance will be here. Okay. We do have news coming out. Now I want to see what this does, because when I'm looking at this, you know, the first thing comes to mind for me is the head and shoulder pattern. And what I'm seeing, right? All right, market goes up. Okay, market goes up. Boom. The market gapped up here. I would love to see that market come back down. But at the same time, the market may not give that to us. I believe it should, right? But I also know today's Sunday, and that market ain't gonna move but so much. Okay, market's not gonna move but so much. It's not, especially the dollar. So I'm anticipating. Let me put the line chart. Always go to the line chart so I can see the truth. All right. Yup. So I can see the truth. So it's rejecting here right now, but it's actually playing right here. It's playing right there. So as I look at the dollar on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and I'm asking myself the question, if we get the market to hold this level, then we should actually get the market coming back down here to this support, right? Based on market structure, right? But there's also something else I see, and the reasoning behind why this market could, push up also. Okay, market goes down, pull back. Market goes down lower. Market goes down. Large candle close above. Wait for the retest. Give me a hug, right? And I can look at this as this. I can look at this like this. Okay. Let's go to the candles. Bam. Now it's gonna look kind of weird because you see the wicks and all that other good stuff, right? So as I'm looking at this, I'm asking myself the question: we should get rejection here. Clearly, we have it right here, right? We got it right here. Market came back down. It did stop here, and then it turned around. So that's why I'm like, all right. So this may be that area of resistance where the market come from to go to, because this is a bullish engulfing. It's a bullish engulfing. When I look over here, I also see this area right here where the market rejected. It rejected here too. So I see it came here, it rejected, came back down. The question is, will it hold this level in here, or is it looking to take off and push up here? And this is what I'm talking about, dollar. These are not long-term moves, but it's just the direction of where the market's going to go. Okay? So let's go and let's do some searching. So I do want to go to AUD USD. Y'all see that? I can't make this stuff up, man. So I told you guys about this trade right here. I told you about this trade right here. I didn't call it out because I was waiting for the market to come back down. But what I shared with you is I said, we're going to get a head and shoulder violation on this one, right? And as you can see, I mapped it out. I'm upset because, when did this happen, man? Thursday, golly, boy. I'm upset because I didn't chart it up, right? And it did exactly what we said. Beautiful entry right here, right? Beautiful entry. Give you 48 pips. Give you 48 pips. What pattern was this, Mr. Howell? Head and shoulder violation. Left shoulder, head. It did not give you the right shoulder. It violated. Large candle closed above. Wait for the retest, give me a hug, right? So when that market came all the way up here, you probably thought, oh my God, it's about to create another what? A new head. And I thought that too. But the disciplinary in me, the trader in me says, hey, Kev, I don't care what you say, Kev. When that market comes back to that level, it's going to reject it. It has to, Kev. We have a signal candle, a bullish engulfing, but also a large signal candle that lets me know this is no longer a resistance area. And we're talking about with entry, that market came right here. And this was the pattern. This was the pattern. Don't it look the same? Market goes up. Watch this. Market goes up, pulls back. Horizontal line on that, horizontal line on the neckline, right? Boom. Market goes up higher. Market closed below the neckline. That's why you got that retest. So it gave you the lifeline right here. That was your sale opportunity. Came here, boom, came all the way back down here. Perfect. Could have got a bag. It chose to not give us a right shoulder. So this is when I be like, sometimes the market will give you a right shoulder, sometimes it ain't. But in this situation, if you saw this market coming up and you were saying to yourself, oh my God, it's going to give me the right shoulder, and it doesn't, what do? In this case, your stop loss probably would have been up here. So your stop loss would have got hit if you'd have took the right shoulder. Now let me go to the 1 hour and make sure it didn't give you any of them. Did it give you any right shoulder? No, it did not. It violated. All right, perfect. So it truly violated. So this would have started off as a losing trade. But once you see this right here and it hits your stop loss, you say, you know what? I'm gonna wait till it come back here and I'm gonna get my what? I'm gonna get my money back. You just would have had to wait. So this happened on May 5th. May 5th. The market retested on May 7th. So all you had to do was wait 2 days to get your money back. Right? Now watch this. Your stop loss, let's say you got in here. Stop loss maybe 29. Maybe 29 pips, right? We'll just say 30 pips. You got in this trade, and the market would have gave you 29 pips back plus 16 more. No, 29, 18 more pips. So you really got 47 pips. Okay, so you really got your money back. But because you knew what to do when that violation happens, you would have been like, you know what? All right, cool. You got me. You violated. Now I'm just going to wait until the market comes back. And all you had to do is be patient. 2 days. And wait and watch. And then take that trade up. Right? Take that trade up. Now, in most cases, this here for here, 24 pips, guess what? That would have been my first take profit. My second take profit would have been up here. Okay? But when you start managing your trade as that market's going up, and you start moving that stop loss and profit, and if it just so happens to come back and hit this, you still got 30 plus pips, you got your money back, all that other good stuff, okay? So that's how you got to look at it, because remember, sometimes the market conditions change. And this is a clear moment that market conditions change. Drop some 951s if you're still with me live on the session. Drop some 951s if you're still live with me on this session, okay? Now, clearly I can't do nothing because this already happened. But I don't want you to get used to doing what I do. And that is finding these awesome freaking setups and forgetting about them sometimes, okay? Only to see that your market played out exactly how you thought it was going to play out. You see what I'm saying? Something you got to remember. Something you got to remember. All right, so let's keep going. Let's go from AUD to USD to USD to USD. All right, let's see. Let's look at USD CAD. Even though I'm not a big fan of how it pays out, I'd still like to see it. So let's look. We got this. So it looks like, you know, USD CAD is building market structure. Boom, higher highs, higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So that's where this is where we at in this makeup of what's taking place, right? So I'm going to, boom, I'm just going to put a horizontal line on it. And when I put a horizontal on it, I'm just looking to the left. Okay, I'm looking to the left. So let's go to the daily. Let's see what's trending. All right. So we look like we got a cowboy that's trying to rise, trying to get up on that horsey. That's what it look like. Trying to rise. They trying to rise, Kebby. Trying to rise, Kebby. All right, so it look like it wants to rise. See, it's on the daily. Okay, the market is trending upward right now. However, this is a level of resistance right here. It's a level of resistance. We can put it right here. Put it on the wick. Okay, let's drop back down and let's get our eagle on. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Market structure being created right in front of you. Series of higher highs and higher lows. All we doing is putting our what? Horizontal lines on our left shoulders and neckline. Okay, I'll put that right there. This is my left shoulder, neckline, left shoulder, right? And so I want to look to the left because that's not producing everything I needed to. But when I look at how the market reacts to those key levels, those zones, right? I'm seeing why the market came back here and then it retests down here. I'm seeing how we could have got in here, right? It wouldn't have been nothing but a good 20 pips. That's still good money, right? I'm watching, I'm seeing how the market is reacting to see what levels are a lot stronger. So the market did wick up here. So the market already grabbed this money up here. So now I'm just waiting to see what the market's going to do. Is the dollar going to push up? Is the CAD going to get weaker so this market could push up? I want to look for a violation, okay? I want to see the market violate. I want to see that market come up here. Large candle, and I want to come back here. I might look to take a buy here. Okay, let's go to the daily. Because now what I'm going to be looking for, or what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at the market different now. Market goes down, pull back. Market goes down lower, pulls back. Market goes down lower. I want to see a large candle come and close above here. If we can get that candle to close above, okay, watch this. I'll put this on the body. If we can get a large candle to close above, we can take this market to the moon, because guess what's going to happen? We're going to wait till it come back here, and we're going to bottom market up to the next level. Watch this. Line chart. That'll be the move. Right there. There or here. Within that area right there. So we'll be able to buy that market up from here all the way up here. That's 113 pips. 137. But we got to get that large candle to close above. Drop in the chat, what strategy am I using in the event that would happen? Drop that strategy in the chat. Let me make it bigger for you so you can see. I don't want you to not be able to see. What strategy am I anticipating if the market was to give us that move? I'll move this out your way so you can see. Anybody know what strategy? Think of it. What strategy? What strategy am I thinking of? Talk to me nice. Let me know you've been studying your stuff. Let me know what you've been studying your stuff. Let me know you've been studying your stuff. Now it hasn't happened yet. However, because I know the market has came all the way up here to get this money right here, and it rejected it, if we get a push up to the upside and we get a close above this level, what strategy am I using? Anybody know? I'll tell you. I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. The easy way is to cheat. That's the beautiful thing about this call. You can cheat. You can look at your patterns. This would be an inverted lifeline. Inverted lifeline. Okay? Inverted lifeline. Left shoulder, neckline. Left shoulder, neckline. Still in the same area. Large candle close above this resistance area. Wait for the retest, bottom market up. But we can't do nothing yet. Right? We can't do nothing yet until Okay, we can't do nothing yet until. So once this happens, so this is what you do. Even though this hasn't gotten there yet, what I do is, all right, inverted left shoulder, right? Inverted left shoulder. I got one right here. I got one right here. Neckline, Kev. Where your neckline at, Kev? Kev, you like, man, Kev, you know why I like you, Kev? Because you like to be simple, King. You like to be simple. Boom. All I'm waiting for is to see a large green candle to close above this level right here. I want this level right here. This width in here, I want this level right here. When that market closes above, and I could drop down to the 4 hour, because it can happen on the 4 hour too. Okay? Market already gave us that money. So now all I'm waiting for is I'm trying to see a violation happen. I'm just trying to see a violation happen. Because if I see a violation happen, I know when I get that, listen, I can take that market from here to here, and it might reject a little bit. That's 82 pips. I'm not mad. But that overall, 111, come up in here, talking about 136. Talking about a potential 100 pip move. So on a Sunday, when you're looking at your chart, and the goal is to predict, right? The goal is to predict. The goal is to predict what potentially can happen so you can come back later to check on it. Just like when you saw AUD USD. I didn't come back and check on it fast enough. And the market said on Thursday, Kev, I'm going to get this to you. And yeah, hopefully you get it. And it happened. Right? That's why I'm kicking myself. So from a charting for the week standpoint, this is what charting looks like. Right? It's called potential setups. You're going to find some that already are waiting for you. Okay? They're on my head. Okay? I got 100% retracement of the neckline on that higher time frame, on the daily. Okay? Market came up in here. I see it. I'm good. Now I need to see what that dollar gonna do or what CAD gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So on the 4 hour, we can see if the market closed above this neckline. All it's doing is letting you get in early. Okay? All it's doing is letting you get in early. And then from that point on, it's just a matter of it's probably gonna come here. It's probably gonna come here, give you that, and then it'll probably come back down a little bit. And then for the whole entire day, if it closed above here, all it means is that the next day it's probably going to be selling because the daily haven't given you that retest. The 4 hour did. So that's why I say it'll probably let you in early. It'll probably let you in early on the 4 hour to get in, and you probably get this move right here. Be grateful that you got 79, 80 pips. Get out and let the day go past. And if the large candle close above on the daily, then all you do is wait for the market to come back down again because it's more than likely going to retest it on the daily. Okay? So this is what I'm kind of seeing with USD CAD. Not a huge fan of trading it because, clearly, I'm just not a big fan of trading it. All right, so for Euro JPY, okay, so Euro JPY, it only hit take profit 1. Okay, it only hit take profit 1. So if it only hit take profit 1 and it looks like it's ready to leave, then we already know what we should be looking for, don't we? Yeah, you said it. We should be looking for something. We should be looking for something real good. So the market gave us take profit 1. That's it. This is where the market opened up at. They be disrespectful. So I'm gonna move this, okay? Because that's all it gave us. But that's not all it's gonna give us. Look. Alright? It's not all it's gonna give us. You go to the 4 hour. Remember, this ain't real. See, it's not real. So what we're looking to do is, okay, I know this is the wick. Is that the wick that I got that on the body? Yep, that's the wick. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna come here. Perfect. Same thing. Same thing. Ain't nothing changed. Market goes up. Market goes up. Pull back. Market goes up higher. Pull back. Large candle close above. Wait for the retest. Give me a hug. We have a violation. We have a violation. This right here, all this right here matters. Boom. So now I believe what the market wants to do, it wants to come back and give us this money because all the money is up here. Okay? The market wants to give back all of what was taken away. Okay? Now, I'm going to put this here. Put this here because this level right here could be of importance. So this we might have to get out here. Right? Because the market closed below that support area. Okay? Always trade what you see. Yeah, this is a resistance area, but this also is too. Because we got a large candle that broke out, right? So I'm looking at this from the perspective of us catching a inverted head and shoulder, a head and shoulder violation. How's that, Kev? I had to go to the line chart because when the market opened, it opened like this, right? So when I look at the line chart is clearly showing me that we have a close above. I just need that market to come back down and go up. I'm not missing this trade. I miss AUD USD. I'm not missing it. You know why? Because I'm going to chart it up right now before we get out of here. Okay, it's 10:05. I got to go. So in the meantime, we got to find an entry. I always like to measure my zone. That's about 13 pips. So the name of the game is this market don't have to come all the way down up in here. So what I like to do is I like to take half of this sometime, or either a quarter of it, about right there. Because I don't want to miss the trade. I'm not mad at, a little drawdown, because I can't get the perfect entry all the time, and you're not neither. I'm going to put my stop loss below this structure right here. I am. But I need to see what my risk to reward is, okay? So I'm getting in here. Oh my God, that's 160 pips. But I also got to see what my risk going to be. It's not bad. Not bad. Come in, Red. Come in. Right here. This is what this is going to look like. This is what this is going to look like. We're going long. We're going long, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, we just got to be patient. All right, little structure right there. Got it a little bit below it because I don't want to move it. This is the play right here. Talk to me nice. 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 This is a 2-to-1 ratio. Because this stop loss is about 69 pips. But the reward is about 155. Now, I'm stopping where this wick is. Can the market go up in here? Absolutely. It 100% can. But I'm not sweating that at all. So make sure you match. Make sure you match. I repeat, make sure you match this area that I'm showing you with your broker price, because it could be different. It could be different. I could probably bet you $1,000 is different. Okay, so let's start with this good old stop loss. Okay, I'm going to give you some take profits. Just know I'm about to give you some take profits. This is my entry price right here. This is my buy limit. And not all the time, man, you find a trade, on a Sunday. A lot of times, sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. Okay. So, this is Euro JPY, which is pretty volatile, right? So, this would be, let me see something real quick. Because the first order of business is from here to here to the wick. Wow. That's 50 pips. That's 49 pips. Wow. All right, so, oh my God. My laptop about to go dead. Let me plug that in. All right, there we go.